Okay. Hi, everyone, and welcome back to episode 2 of Peyton's Picks. This will be covering week 3 of the NFL. And from our last predictions, I'm 4-1. I almost had perfect 5 predictions until the Eagles beat the Vikings. And Caleb, what's your record?
My record is a whole 2-3.
Yep, that's why it's called Peyton's Picks. Okay, so starting us off next week is going to be the Thursday night game. And right there, it is going to be the Browns versus the Steelers. And, it's a hard game because they're division rivals. But we both went with the Steelers here. We both agree with the Steelers. Yeah, even though the teams are evenly matched, we think that the Steelers wide receiver core should be able to burn the Browns secondary. Plus, Najee Harris should be able to run over that defense. Plus, I don't know how much you can trust the Browns after what just happened with them and the Jets. So, I got 17-10 Steelers winning.
I got 17-13 Steelers winning.
Okay, and then for our local game, it is going to be the Lions versus the Vikings. And like we said again, those are big division rivals. And the Vikings, they looked very strong in week 1. In week 2, they fell short. But the Eagles, they beat the Lions barely. But the Eagles are just a really good team. And I don't know how good this Lions secondary is and if they'll be able to cover Justin Jefferson. So, Justin Jefferson, watch out for him because he might have a game. I'm going to have the score 31-17.
I'm going to have it 21-7. Okay. Sunday night game, we have the 49ers and the Broncos. I have the Broncos winning because I think Russell Wilson will have himself a game. He hasn't been quite as much of a factor as he was in Seattle and Denver, but I think he will really step up this week. And I think the defense will prove itself also. And against the 49ers offense, whose starting QB just went down as they're going back to Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah, I have the 49ers winning because even though Trey Lance, the starting QB, just went down, Jimmy G is their backup, which is kind of a miracle how they did that. But Jimmy G, I don't want to say it's a no-brainer, but he's obviously the better quarterback because Trey Lance is going to be an elite quarterback, but not right now. So Jimmy G's back in the building, and he took them to the Super Bowl, and they're always a great playoff team. So he knows those guys, he knows the wide receivers, and he knows the weapons. And that 49ers defense should also be able to dominate the secondary, The 49ers secondary, if they can keep Russell Wilson in wraps and they can stop the only people he passes to, the tight ends, even though he should throw to Jerry Jeudy because he's on my fantasy team, they should be able to win. So I got the score 27-13.
I have the score 35-14.
Okay, and then the Monday night game, it is going to be the Cowboys versus the Giants. So I have the Giants winning, obviously. They're one of the only undefeated teams right now. But the reason for the Giants is that with Saquon being back,
I think the Cowboys are going to win because I think their running game is strong under Ezekiel Elliott, enough to carry them to the win, considering that Dak is down. I don't think they're going to pass too much, so I don't think the backup quarterback will be very much of an issue.
I got the Giants winning 14-3.
I have the Cowboys winning 24-17.
And then we are going to do the game of the week. This is our game of the week. This is the game that we think is going to be the funnest to watch. And this game we have chosen will be the Dolphins versus the Bills. So, in this game, it's going to be a shootout of quarterbacks. Tua ended up throwing almost 500 yards and 6 touchdowns in week 2, but he was against one of the worst defenses in the league. And the Bills have played better teams, and they still put up a lot of scoring pass yards, like when they played the Rams. It will come down to whose defense is better, and we'd say that the Bills' defense should be better than them. Von Miller should be able to get some sacks on Tua considering their own line isn't the greatest. So my score, I think it's gonna be a great game. I think it's gonna be 41-31.
I think it's going to be 35-31.
All right, that has been all our games. Come back next week to see how much more games that I have gotten right and how many more games Caleb has gotten wrong. See you next time.